First Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. That's First Peter 4 and 7 again. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Okay? We're seeing millions of jobs being slashed. We're seeing that there's no more work in Egypt, paraphrasing the scripture there. All right, Egypt being, and Rome all over again being America. Okay, we're seeing the push of World War III, Revelation 11:14. There's only a couple more, just a tad over a couple more of prophecies to go. I believe it's 3. Okay, you've got, which is, well, Jacob's trouble, the CHIP, Revelation 13:16, and World War III, Jeremiah 30 verse 7, Revelation 13:16, and Revelation 11:14. Okay, and so we're seeing the push of everything digital, the digital wallet. Okay, and simultaneously along with that, Elon Musk has been pushing the CHIP, which has been successful in America and here in the UK as well. Okay, we're seeing the push of World War III, Revelation 11:14. All right, we're seeing the push of the draft. Okay, because certain parts of the world are already adopting that process. Okay, we're seeing millions of jobs being slashed. We're seeing everything's gone up in price, inflation. People can't afford it, even if they have 2 or 3 jobs, even if they have a so-called really good job. Okay, we're seeing the government shut down. Will they bring that back on again? Will they switch the button back on again? Will they cut? Will they cut it? Will they cut it on again? Will they press the button on? Will they press the on button again? Okay, only the Lord knows. Okay, but these devils like to play cat and mouse games. They like to do, they got their, basically all of Israel is, the Israelites are a project. Hence the reason why they're putting you Jakes in a project, because they're watching you under a microscope. So they're trying to see how you guys are acting up with the SNAP and EBT thing, and people not being paid that are so-called government federal workers and all that. Okay, so we're seeing everything come to an end. All right. So the devil hath but a short time. Revelation 12 verse 12. The devil hath but a short time. Okay, so they're going to go quite severe, very, very soon. All right, we're just seeing the little, a little few skirmishes, a little few things here and there, but it's going to go real, full throttle in a second. All right.
Let me let y'all know something, man. They not opening the government back up. To all of them employees that being laid off during this crisis, it's over with. They not opening the government back up. This been the plan the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure by now y'all done seen them people in Houston at the airport. Thousands of people at the airport, no employees there. TSA didn't show up because the government paid them. Look,
Right. This is only 1 minute 20 seconds. I want to play the whole thing. Okay. TSA workers not showing up. Okay. The people that push the tin in the skies that are what do you call them? There was a movie called back in the day with it's called Pushing Tin. It had that guy in it. What's that guy's name, man? The one from the 2012 movie, the one who drove the limo. Anyway, it was about flying planes, and those people that, what do you call them? Let me get the correct term. What do you call the people that navigate the planes in the sky? Air traffic controllers. That's it. Yeah, and the movie is called Pushing Tin. Okay, I believe they get paid quite well, but they are it's a very stressful job, right? And those people are not going to come into work without being paid, right? The shutdown's been like damn near a month and a half almost. We're approaching a month and a half this coming week. Yeah, by Friday. It's the 14th, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So obviously, with that, people are not going to fly. Tourism is going to be affected as well. People's jobs are affected. So it's a cycle of destruction. Okay. So the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yeshua is destroying this place piece by piece. Okay. Which means not tourists not coming into America, and people don't have disposable income to leave America to go to other places around the world. So it's going to affect tourism collectively. You know. Let's play this again.
Let me let y'all know something, man. They not opening the government back up. To all of them employees that being laid off during this crisis, it's over with. They not opening the government back up. This been the plan the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure by now y'all done seen them people in Houston.
And Trump even said that, yeah, we might dig into some kind of emergency fund and give you the money, and then you were waiting to swallow you were waiting to swallow your saliva around down your throat, just waiting in patiently, and it was patiently waiting. However that saying goes, you were just waiting there, trying to be patient, but you're really impatient, just watching, just trying to see what happens next, just trying to be all still, trying to pray to your statues and your idols that some of your jakes pray to, you 2/3, you unelect jakes, and then he's trying. He's like basically got you tied up, and he's like prodding you with a stick, having fun with you. And then he said, "No, we're not gonna do it yet." And then all of you said, we're not getting the money, And a lot of people are saying the government might not even come back on again. That on button might not be pressed again. Esau loves to play games, man. All right, but this game, so people say, okay, yeah, there's been previous government shutdowns. They always come back on after a while, but yeah, that was many years ago. Or that was a short while ago. But now we are approaching 2026, the tail end of this rulership. So it might not go back on again, but only the Lord knows. Only the Lord knows. All right, but we can only bring out the information that's at hand to us. But only the Lord, His Majesty, Yahweh Shemeshai knows. Let's go.
I know something, man. They not opening the government back up. To all of them employees that being laid off during this crisis, it's over with. They not opening the government back up. This been the plan the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure by now y'all done seen them people in Houston at the airport. Thousands of people at the airport, no employees there. TSA didn't show up because the government paid them. Look, it's over with. There is no government. That's the big secret. Y'all haven't caught on yet. Listen, man, they running the psyops on us every week to see if we gonna go for it. They running the psyops on us every week to see if we gonna go for what they putting down, y'all. Make it make sense. And guess what? People are going for it. They still going to work. They still paying taxes. Make it make sense. These billionaires could have been kicked the money in for Snap. They could have been kicked down the money for Snap, y'all. Make it make sense. Y'all, it's over with. The way we was living, it's over with. Y'all don't understand that this is the time that we need to come together. It don't matter the color. It don't matter the race. None of that matters right now. It's over with. The government over with. Get in the comments and let me know what you think. Penetrate this. Let me let y'all know something, man. They not opening the government back up. To all of them employees that being laid off during this crisis, it's over with. They not opening the government back up. This been the plan the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure by now y'all done seen them people in Houston at the airport. Thousands of people at the airport, no employees there. TSA didn't show up because the government paid them. Look, it's over with. There is no government. That's the big secret. Y'all haven't caught on yet. Listen, man, they running the psyops on us every week to see if we gonna go for it. They running the psyops on us every week to see if we gonna go for what they putting down, y'all. Make it make sense. And guess what? People are going for it. They still going to work. They still paying taxes. Make it make sense. These billionaires could have been kicked the money in for Snap. They could have been kicked down the money for Snap, y'all. Make it make sense. Y'all, it's over with. The way we was living, it's over with. Y'all don't understand that this is the time that we need to come together. It don't matter the color. It don't.
All right. Maybe that's some inside information. Maybe he knows people that are working within that place, people at the top. You know, as I say, that information coming through the grapevine. All right, but it does make kind of sense what he's saying. So we'll see how the Lord does it. You know, how long will you know, you know, Esau likes to prod the lion, right? Because Judah is a lion's whelp, right? Maybe this way that lion will arise. Okay, but we'll see how it pans, how it plays out. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, okay, we are at the tail end. So the likely chance of the government coming back on, or opening back up again is is pretty remote. But we'll see. But we'll see. Okay. Esau might let it go on for another month and a half and say, "Oh, we got an emergency fund. We got access to it now." Everybody lining up on happy and shit. You know, being extra nice, extra, coming on there, coming there to get this, their benefits with their best clothes on or whatever, their Sunday best, right? And then they might do the same thing again when it really goes out permanently. And then lo and behold, that light at the end of the tunnel will be something digital, you know? Or that when they put it back on again, it will be all, they'll be pushing the digital wallet even more, right? And then when it goes out again after that, then they might say, okay, RFI to the D. But we'll see how the Lord does it, you know? Many thoughts just crop up in your mind thinking, okay, it might happen this way, it might happen that way. But the fact of the matter is it's happening, and it's all Yahweh Bashem Yashai. The Lord letting you know we are going home soon. All right. Excuse me. Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. All right. Especially on this side of the world, this, as I say, this side of the coin, we're in this hell. It's better. The ending of things is better, because we're in hell. We're born in these chains of darkness. We don't want to be in this hell forever because we've got better things coming. All right. Even some jakes out there have got a so-called cushy life. They've been blessed. They've been blessed to a certain degree. There are jakes out there that are doing quite well. They go through their hell, but you know, they're fairly better off than some of the jakes. And even that kind of Jake shouldn't have the mindset of staying here, man, or saying, "Oh, I want to stay. I'm doing all right. I want to stay." But no, our people are not doing well. So why would you want to stay? So we're in hell. You want to keep this captivity going? So in this captivity, this is our captivity. It's all captivity until we go home. Okay. So in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Because in the kingdom, ain't nothing gonna end, bro. Okay, we're gonna be right in bliss forever. Okay, we are gonna be in bliss forever. We will be in bliss forever. Okay, take a sigh of relief and go. Now we can finally rest. And the kingdom's not gonna ever end. All right, it's gonna be happiness forever. That's what's coming. So this kingdom is coming to an end. Okay, the Lord is shutting shop on this place. All right. Let's go to one more scripture, man. I was going to go to Micah 2 and 4. Let's go to Micah 2 and 4. That's what these elites like to do. Micah 2 and 4, so-called elites. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Verse 2, they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. That's Esau in a nutshell, man. This is what they like to do because they have everything. This is their world. This is their heaven. They like to play games. This is entertainment for them. They probably got cameras and flies and gnats and all types of other insects just to see what the hell is going on. Artificial insects with little cameras just to see every part of the world. You know, you guys watch Big Brother, right? There's a camera. There's that Big Brother show. There's cameras inside people's homes. So-called famous people are there. How they react to other so-called famous people, male and female. Right? We're watching that. These so-called elites are watching us that way through your mobile phones, through your TVs, through everything. This is entertainment for them. All right. And while they're being entertainment, they, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah is using them to pull the plug on this world. All right. Let's see if I could pull out one more scripture. There's one more scripture I had lined up. Let me get that one. Time to pluck up that which is planted. Just one more, then let's finish up. A time to pluck up that which is planted. King James Version. Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So the Lord is plucking up that which is planted. Esau's kingdom. All right. So we're approaching the 250th year, which is meant to be, most kingdoms are not lasting until, they last around. I mean, most heathen kingdoms have been running around about 250, just a tad over 250 years. Okay, 1776 to 2026 is what, 250 years, right? So these devils are doing something significant. And they're giving you all these bullshit news, whether it's real or not, or just sheer, or it's just a way to say, oh, look over there. And you turn around and look over there while Esau's getting ready, to throw his haymaker right hook to you, The way Marty McFly told Biff to look the other way so he can punch him and run out of the cafe, remember? The first Back to the Future movie. The same way these elites or the powers that be are using all these types of news. Robert De Niro's son has passed away. So and so's sons are Mo. So and so's sons wearing dresses. Who is Tupac still alive? All these movies that are being shown on the YouTube channels. To keep you entertained, to keep you away. All these nostalgic type videos with a certain type of tone and rhythm to the music to make you feel nostalgic, like it's the late 80s, early 90s again. Want you to go back, mourning for those days. You want to go back, So you're just stuck in a world of nostalgia, trying to, watching these movies, trying to put your head in the sand and not facing reality. All right, nothing wrong with entertainment, but you got to face reality. But Esau's trying to shove all this down your throat with this entertainment and all these kinds of bullshit news on the side to take you and sway you away from what they're really doing behind closed doors. And some of it, they let you take a little peep, right? But mainly they're doing it behind closed doors. But the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah is lifting the skirt, and we know what this devil is doing. All right? And they're going to get down and dirty real soon, man. All right, I'm going to leave it there now. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash, Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yeshrala. Shalom.
Know something, man? They not opening the government back up. To all of them employees that being laid off during this crisis, it's over with. They not opening the government back up. This been the plan the whole time, y'all. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure.
Shalom.